Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I'll bring to you a quarterly detachment review. Don't really know what I want to call this or what to call this even. GW, after seeing that we really vibed with Grotmus, realized they can make more money by typing more words digitally at us. So they decided that they're going to release more detachments, and before we get our next batch, I wanted to look at the last batch. This new batch should be coming any minute now. And honestly, yeah, I was going to say knowing my luck, but who knows at this point. There's a chance that this video goes up after we know the new detachment. So, uh, who knows? But before that happens, ideally, I'm recording this without seeing those, and wanted to talk about the ones that already happened, right? I also don't know if we're counting Shadow Legion. Are we counting Shadow Legion? I count Shadow Legion, right? Like I kind of understand that they were like, hey, we did a lot of grimy things with Chaos Demons. Here's Shadow Legion, uh, because sorry, we realized that we shouldn't keep trying to kill off armies where we could just keep making more money, especially when the models come from two systems. So, Shadow Legion is the Chaos Demons detachment that doesn't let you take any epic heroes or demon princes besides Bellicor. And Bellicor is decent now. He got buffed, a couple other things got buffed, and all in all, Shadow Legion has been ba da 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 pretty good actually. It literally just won the German Open. I don't remember what the full title is right now. With Nicholas taking that home, who we've seen on Chaos Demons, and there's actually some interesting things. I debated making a video about a thing that I noticed in Nicholas's list that other people aren't doing. Um, but all in all, Shadow Legion itself, pretty filthy. The build kind of homogenized. Is that the right instance right now? Maybe not. But the build kind of petered to one thing really quickly in classic net listing fashion of 40k players. But that's not the ones that's been winning, which also always amuses me. Whereas, like, we keep taking the list that dude's like, well, it does like well enough, but like the one that takes it home, something different. So I like to see what Shadow Legion is, and more so past the competitive viability. I really like what they did with it creatively. However, I think I put this to the last Shadow Legion video. I do have one major gripe. I understand why they didn't do it, but I do hate that Chaos Demons get to take more Chaos allies, but none of those Chaos allies are the demons in the other Chaos book. Like, are you kidding me? You're taking the damned units. You're telling me I couldn't take a Forge Fiend or a Helldrake out of here somehow? I couldn't squeeze out a Corn Lord of Corn Lord of Skulls isn't in here, right? Right, a Corn Lord of Skulls. All right, something. I just the flavor. It was there. I should have been able to take more demons of chaos and chaos demons. Whether those be demon vehicles, or whatever, demon engines, whatever. Vashtor, damn it. Vashtor, I feel like also should have been an exception over here. But then again, he probably wouldn't listen to Bellicor, so maybe not. Anywho, from a competitive standpoint, Shadow Legion, it's pretty good. If you're not familiar with what Shadow Legion does, I'm sorry I'm putting that so late into the video. But depending on what flavor of evil you are, you get a bonus. If you're Corn, you got Advanced Shoot and Charge. If you are Slanesh, you get Ignore Overwatch. Yay. Man, they really did not like Slanesh units after they did Legion of Excess, which was funny. Like, you did that. And, like, I don't know why they did that. Zinch, you get -1 hit. Nurgle, you get -1 to wound if the strength of the attack is greater than your toughness. And if you are undivided, you get Dark Pact straight out of CSM. And if you're Bellicor, you automatically pass the leadership test. Now, all of it's fine and dandy. Again, just to recap, if you can't tell, I really like this detachment. And depending on what GW does to the Tyrannage one, I might be over here myself. Oh boy, I'm worried about that. But, let's get that bad juju out of here and move over to the next one. Wait, there's more bad juju. So, more Daka released, and it was pretty strong. I also realized that 40k players really like green. Necrons, Death Guard, Orcs, maybe GW is the ones that like green. Well, of course they like green. They want to make it. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Jokes aside, more Daka was strong. And the reason I joke around like that is because I'm seeing a pattern where, like, when things are, like, strong, right? Because of the popularity of some factions and people having access to them, when a lot of strong things hit you, it just feels like OP. So especially when you're not playing it, right? If you're the only guy in the room not playing original Mordaka, original Star Shatter Arsenal, or now Codex Death Guard, it's going to feel like those other ones are OP, right? So I don't know. I have the luxury of playing Tyrannage, I guess, if you call that a luxury, of playing Tyrannage, where a lot of things I don't necessarily resonate with orcs being a problem per se, and it's specifically Big Bug Tyrannage. That's my quote unquote favorite flavor there. So I don't know. More Daka didn't really rile me up as much as everybody else. But originally you had sustained hits 2 during your shooting phase only, and during the wall you got assault. Now there's also the stratagem that got bumped up to 2 command points. Get stuck in ledge where you can call the wah on a unit. Yeah, that was pretty. That one I'll give is pretty nuts. But cough cough, if you're an orc player hearing this, I don't know, you should look at the big hunt because you get advanced in charge for. I can't say that word really like that because YouTube does get mad at me. I found that out looking through some other videos. But yeah, so I'll those more the oh fuck, what are those orcs? Goodness, the snake bites. There we go. Loophole. Snake bites into big hunt get advanced in charge for CP. So it's not quite WA, but close enough. Really, you want the advanced part of it. So between get stuck in ledge and as you can see, they had to make an amendment that you can't target Grenchen units with this because Zodgrod and 22 Grenchen was fucking annoying for people. Assault sustained hits 2, even though you hit on 5s and 6s, people really didn't like when you actually hit on 5s and 6s. So, is that to say that more Daka from a competitive standpoint? Was it good? Yes. Yes, the fuck it was. Good for the game? Debatable. I'd say yeah. Like, genuinely, I think every now and again, you need things like this as a real reset to hopefully understand your audience a bit better. Both from a GW standpoint and as a competitor, right? It would be nice if people gave things that are strong time. Like recently, I just looked over and I could have sworn we all agree that we hate Rabute and Calgar, but yet there's less people playing it right now. Nothing happened to it. And in fact, looking at the Space Marine win rate lately, it's like mid to low 40s. And I was like, huh. So even all the wins at these tourneys with literally Ultramarine combo just can't save you all from not fucking up over in Space Marine. So I don't know, that's on you, dude. But yeah, sometimes I think we're too quick to get all riled up about OP over figures and rules real quick. that we just gotta give it some time to see how OP it is and what you can do about it. Meanwhile, let the faction have their fun detachment for a bit. Now, orcs have been on quite the roller coaster this edition. Bully Boys, Green Tide, like the Orc Codex released pretty decently, then was quickly nerfed, then Tactical Brigade, then was nerfed, but then they released more Daka at the same time, it was nerfed. So, like, alright. But as far as, I don't know, it was fun for the person doing it to the other person, competitive. Now, actually, I saw somebody recently had a decent win rate with it. I don't know why you would still play it, really, because it's just Cult of Speed. That's my gripe with this one. And my gripe with Chaos Demons is you can't take more demons from Chaos and Chaos Demons. My gripe with Mordaka is that if they were going to end up doing this, they could have just rewritten Cult of Speed. They could have just fixed Cult of Speed. To not just, like, it could have just been Cult of Speed. So, yeah. Mordaka. Now, not, I'd say it's not great. And that's kind of where I'll leave it. Then we go to Experimental Prototype Cadre. Oh, you poor Tau. So the enhancements on first look, my first look, I was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, do that thing. Awesome. I think my brain didn't fully comprehend that it's just for that one bearer. I feel like you can extend this to the unit and nothing would be that bad. I think if anything, it would be more flavor. 6 inches to the range, it's fine, it's whatever. And lethals, strength, range, strength AP for range, lethal, sustained. All of this is fine. It's all fine, but Tau aren't doing great, and it seems to be taking them a minute to figure out what needs to be done here. From a lore standpoint, I understand that this is BorderCon. Yes. No, like I did look back at it to see if that was right, but sometimes some things are pretty close. Like there's some high fleets that people think is one thing but it's another. But so I'm no Tau player again yet. Maybe we'll see. But if it's BorderCon, I think that's cool, right? Tau players tell me that they at least nail the flavor aspect of this. I think it looks cool from that standpoint, but Tau needs a lot of help, so I don't know if that's just all on experimental prototype right now. And finally, Lions of the Emperor. Lore flavor standpoint, ace in the hole. This is amazing from that standpoint. Competitive viability, it's looking pretty decent, right? It hasn't taken down anything insane, but it looks like a good 4-in-1 detachment, right? I think it just takes, again, the right person to make a semi-decent list. I have had pretty interesting interactions covering Custodes regarding this lately, where you all have told me interesting tips and things, so I can appreciate Lions from that standpoint for me. Like, I do like learning about other factions, like why some things do it, even if I rag on some of you all, because the shit you all do makes no sense. I will continue to rag on you all when it makes no sense, even though you promise it does, and then when you finally try something different, and I go, see, I told you. That's how I'll continue to do things. But besides that, if there's some method to the madness, I can appreciate that, especially when it actually works out for you all. So for this, I still think you all need the vast majority needs to switch around some of the enhancements, and that's where we go with things. But besides that, the ability against all odds, each time a model in an Adeptus Custodes unit from your army, excluding vehicles, makes an attack. If there are no other friendly units within 6 inches of that unit, add 1 to the hit roll and 1 to the wound roll. Pretty nice. You are always supposed, like, most of the time, Custodes, their whole thing is being outnumbered. So that's pretty cool. Unleash the Lions. It's nice. I still see people haven't come to a conclusion on if it's actually worth it, but Lions of the Emperor looks pretty cool too. So as far as everything goes, this one's pretty good. This one was pretty good. Oh boy, it's Tau, and this one's pretty good. So GW does seem to be getting better with rules writing, so I won't be too pessimistic on the upcoming ones. But as far as everything else, they're getting there. And unfortunately, is that thing where you just get better at writing the edition's rules as you're coming to a close. So we'll see, right? We'll have to see. And now that they're doing this, now I wonder because you joke about getting the codex and only having like 3 weeks to play it before the next edition launches. But if they're going to do more for armies that have their codex, I wonder if 11th edition is going to still come right on time. Because of course, naturally, some armies will have 3 years straight. Such as I'm looking at Tyrannids, I'll have 3 years of my codex, right? But I am wondering if one that releases at the late stages, if it will get a bonus one, and if it doesn't, I feel like that might be not a great feeling. And if it does, I think that'd be cool. But by the time that happens, well, I'll be going on year 4 of my Tyrannids Codex. So, I don't know. I think there's a lot up in the air. I think that GW is getting better with rules writing flavor wise at the bare minimum. They're finally cracking down on that. So, I can appreciate it from that standpoint. And until that changes, I think I'm going to try to make myself more optimistic. So yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment from me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.